Welcome to Mentally Healthy. We're so glad you're here.
Let's take a moment to relax and breathe. Today, we're going to learn and explore 4 interesting facts about humans' need for validation. Social interactions aren't always peaches and cream. Often, people disagree with one another, or lie to one another, or betray one another, or dismiss one another's feelings, or belittle one another. An unfortunate feature of the human social experience is the fact that people have a broad suite of ways to hurt one another emotionally. Across all kinds of relationship types, including romantic relationships, friendships, work relationships, and more, people have a keen capacity to take the wind out of the sails of others. Let's find out why. Join us as we explore 4 interesting facts about humans' need for validation. If you're ready, let's get started. Number 1, validation as a foundational feature of successful relationships. Importantly, no 2 people see the world in the same way. A core issue that emerges when conflicts arise pertains to this important fact. Often, when 2 people argue over some point, it turns out that they are seeing the situation very differently from one another and they fail to recognize the possibility that the other literally sees things differently. In other words, we often see things differently from how others do, and, as a compounding factor, we often fail to recognize the fact that people vary wildly in how they see the world. When someone seems to disagree with our viewpoint, it is often the result of them not appreciating exactly where we are coming from. And vice versa. A core feature of psychological functioning is found in emotion-based abilities such as emotional intelligence, social intelligence, and empathy. And a basic element of each of these general abilities pertains to skills associated with truly understanding how others are feeling and how others are seeing the world. With such empathic abilities comes the capacity to validate others' thoughts, feelings, and actions, the capacity to make others feel understood and heard. When you think about it, the tendency to validate the thoughts, feelings, and actions of others sits near the core of our abilities to get along with others and to build strong social bonds. Making someone feel validated is, in many ways, quite the opposite of making someone feel belittled, insulted, or dismissed. Validating another's thoughts, feelings, or emotions has the capacity to make someone feel truly understood, seen, and heard. And making someone experience true understanding ultimately is a key to building strong, genuine, and trusting relationships with others. Number 2, validation and love. While validation is critical in any kind of relationship, it is particularly critical in all kinds of loving relationships, including romantic relationships. Building on the idea that a primary feature that we all need in relationships is to be understood and seen, we can think of taking a validating approach to romantic relationships as a true catalyst for love. If you are in a relationship, think about how much it matters to feel heard, valued, and understood by your partner. Having a partner who understands and validates your feelings can be nothing short of fulfilling. Such validation builds one's self-esteem and one's confidence in a broader sense. Feeling validated, across all kinds of issues, has the capacity to make one feel valued, appreciated, and loved. In fact, it may well be the case that mutual validation is a core feature of any truly loving relationship. If you effectively take steps to make your partner's voice, feelings, and actions valid in their mind, you are showing your partner that you understand and value them and that they can trust you and count on you to share thoughts and feelings with moving forward. When 2 partners naturally and regularly validate one another in this way, genuine love has the potential to permeate the relationship. In short, mutual validation can be thought of as a foundational feature of any truly loving relationship. Number 3, mutual invalidation as relationship toxicity. Not all relationships are characterized by mutual validation. Human relationships are often riddled with conflict and difficulties. In light of the current conversation, perhaps it is useful to think of problematic relationships as relationships that are markedly devoid of validation. This idea opens the door for us to consider relationships that are marked by mutual invalidation, a state in which the relationship partners regularly dismiss, ignore, or otherwise invalidate the other's thoughts, feelings, or actions. In a pattern of mutual invalidation, communication within the relationship is marked by dismissive, insulting, or otherwise non-empathic kinds of responses. Such a state may be a way for us to think about bickering. Did you ever wonder what bickering actually is? Perhaps bickering is characterized by interactions that are riddled with mutual invalidation. Number 4, count your validating and invalidating acts. If you are in a relationship that you'd potentially like to improve a bit, perhaps this validation-based framework might be helpful. It allows us to think about any actions within a relationship simply in terms of if they are neutral, validating, or invalidating. If you engage in this activity and it seems like your validating acts clearly outweigh your invalidating acts, then take that as A+. On the other hand, if it is clear that invalidating acts outweigh validating acts when it comes to how you treat your partner, you and your partner may well have a problem on your hands. And of course, this activity can help each individual get a sense of the ratio of validating and invalidating acts manifest by their partner as well. If you and your partner are both committed to making things improve in the future, then you can use this validation framework to help understand where communication problems exist. Further, this model provides a very straightforward way to help push such communication in a positive direction, work to replace invalidating acts with validating acts. Given the central role that validation plays in cultivating successful relationships, such changes may sit at the core of relationship growth. This concludes our video on the 4 interesting facts about humans' need for validation. In so many ways, the story of the human experience is a story of relationships between people. And when it comes to all kinds of relationships, validating a partner's thoughts, feelings, and actions is a central factor associated with relationship success and satisfaction. On the flip side, patterns of invalidation in relationships have the capacity to foster exactly the opposite: bitterness, resentment, and self-doubt. Remember these basic key points when considering validation for your partner or others. Validating others' thoughts and feelings is a foundational part of effective relationships. Validation is critical to all kinds of relationship partners, including spouses, friends, family members, and beyond. Mutual validation, when both partners take steps to validate the other, is a core feature of any truly loving and healthy relationship. Do you want to foster positive and loving relationships in your life? Do you want to be loved and appreciated by others? If so, you'd be wise to consider the central role of validation in shaping positive relationship-based outcomes. By doing so, you'll help to make your partners, in all kinds of relationships, feel truly understood, seen, and validated. What's been your experiences with this topic? Please share with us your experiences. We'd love to hear from you.
Well, that's all for today. Thanks so much for joining us at Mentally Healthy. If you've enjoyed our video, please like it, and consider subscribing to our channel, as we have lots of great new content in store for you. Subscribing, liking, and clicking the notification bell keeps you connected to us, and truly helps our channel grow. Here's a few other great videos from our channel you can visit right now. Until next time, stay mentally healthy.